Muy bien, gracias. Gracias, Luis. Hay dos Luis ahorita, Luis Naranjo y Luis Parodi. Bienvenidos, buenos días. Está Rolando Toyos, and then we have Griffin also, who's going to practice his Spanish this morning. I think he's getting his morning lesson right now. And then Abby, and so this is going to be a webinar style. And right, Griffin, why don't you tell us how is it going to go down today?
Yeah, absolutely. So Luis, just as a quick heads up, your mic is muted, so please be aware of that there. We would love to hear you.
Yes, thank you. Appreciate it.
So, of course. So thank you all for joining us for our first Friday. And if you weren't able to tell, this month we are joined by the Nashville Area Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, and they're going to be just talking about kind of their Shark Tank business. You just heard a little bit ago from Luis about his salsa business and kind of the process that he went through. So we're going to be diving more into that. Before we officially get rolling, though, I want to bring in Beth Paulk with Wilson Bank and Trust, who is our sponsor this month. And so, Beth, you now have access to your video and microphone. If you'd like to unmute and say a little few words about Wilson Bank, we'd love to hear from you.
Good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Thank you, Beth.
Absolutely. Listen, thank you. Actually, Keely Hall is on with us, and he is going to talk on behalf of Wilson today. He is our new Williamson County market leader.
Perfect.
So
well, thank you very much, Beth.
Keely, and let him talk.
Yes, I've just brought him up as well. Sorry about that, Keely. And Beth, thank you very much.
Yes.
All right. Well, hello, Griffin. How are you? Can you hear me?
I can. How are you doing?
I am doing well. Let's see if I can get my video going. There we go. How's that?
That's perfect.
Great. Well, many of the faces that I'm seeing and the voices that I'm hearing are new to me. I think I did my first Friday maybe 9 or 10 years ago, and hosted the meeting for several years, and until I took a break a couple of years ago. Was sponsoring it with a former institution that I was with, but now I am incredibly happy to be with Wilson Bank and Trust as their Williamson County market leader. Many of you know the name Wilson Bank and Trust, maybe because you had some business dealings or lived a little bit east of Nashville at one time or another. But you may not know that Wilson Bank and Trust is now in Williamson County. We have our first branch in Williamson County in Franklin on Carruthers, Cool Springs East.
He's getting on. Okay.
And we are very excited to be there. We actually opened nearly 2 years ago, be 2 years in December. Wilson Bank and Trust, for those of you who are not familiar with us, we really are striving to be Middle Tennessee's community bank. We just feel that banking in general has gotten a little bit more cold and a little bit less personal, a little bit more, hands-off, arm's length transactions. Again, just kind of cold. And many of you may have actually experienced some of that this year with the PPP loan process. You may have been told by your bank that you kind of needed to fend for yourself, or you needed to figure it out on your own, or may have been literally told by your bank you could not get one of those. They were not going to offer you one. And Wilson really wants to kind of stand in that gap. We want to be the bank for small business owners. We want to be the bank for people who want a community feel, who want a family feel, who value the idea of actually speaking face to face with their banker, being able to shake their hand. We don't love the idea that some of you have had to call your bank and wade through kind of a voicemail system and then just hope that somebody calls you back. When you call us, you get our direct number, you get our cell phone number. If you're working, I'm working, as one of my colleagues likes to say. So you can call us anytime. We want to listen. I know this is weird because I've just talked in a monologue now for a couple of minutes, but we want to listen to what you need from us. We want to listen to what you need for your business to take it to the next level, to take the next step, to be successful in the way that you've always dreamed of being successful. So if you want to partner in your business and not just somebody who is a conduit to money or you know, a cold transaction type bank, we think that we're the right bank for you. And we would love for you to give us a call. Again, my name's Keely Hall, and I'm the Williamson County Market Leader. Beth Polk is also on the call with us today. She's our Financial Center office manager. If you'd like to give me a call, I'm going to give you my cell phone number right here. So write it down if you want to. It's 615-330-6449. That's my cell, or you can call at the office, 615-600-0850 is my direct line. I want to hear from you. If I can do anything for you, if I can help you be more successful, if I can help you wade through, navigate the uncertainties of what we're all dealing with this year, I would love to help you out. Give me a ring when you have a chance. Keely Hall again with Wilson Bank and Trust. Thanks so much.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Keely. We appreciate you joining us and appreciate the sponsorship. It is always appreciated, and it's great to see you back here. So I'd love to have you back. So now, Yuri, I'm going to toss it over to you. But before we do that, you know, thank you again to everybody for joining us. I know that last month we've kind of switched it up a little bit from the introduce yourselves, but we still want to encourage that connecting piece of it all. So if you would love to take the opportunity to type your contact information in the chat and just introduce yourselves to the group here at large while we continue on the panel, please feel free to do so. So Yuri, at this time, if you'd like to go ahead and introduce the panel, we'll get underway.
Yes, good morning, everybody, and thank you so much, Williamson Inc., for this, once again, partnership event for First Friday. This is not our first year. We've been doing this for a few years already and working with Williamson Inc., which is a chamber in our state of Tennessee, neighboring Nashville, which is Davidson County. And we're very proud and honored to have such great guests this morning. I wanted to make you aware also that you may see several screens with my name in it. It's because I shared the link to other participants or other individuals that wanted to be on the call. So good morning, everybody. My name again is Yuri Kunza, President and CEO of the Nashville Area Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. I'm going to introduce our chairman at the NAHCC, Dr. Rolando Toyos, who's going to tell us a little bit about what is behind facing the sharks, Enfrentando los Tiburones initiative this morning, and how this program is going to be conducted. Good morning, Rolando.
Well, great to be here. Thanks for having me. I was named chairman this year, and one of the things with COVID is we found is that the process of accessing capital, and it seems like a lot of the small businesses have told me that has been the major hurdle. And my story is basically I graduated from residency and started my practice from scratch. And I had to go to a bank and say, I have no money, but I have this idea. So that's basically what all small businesses are going through. We've got a great lineup today. We have a banker, Louis Perotti. We have Juan Lumbrera, an entrepreneur who started MC Granite. We have Jerry St. Peter, and we'll call him Jerry Santo Pedro today, of Ivance Pharmaceuticals, and Luis Naranjo, an entrepreneur with Salsa La Perona. And all of these people are bringing a different perspective to our Shark Tank. So Luis, as a banker, gets people who pitch him ideas all the time on what they want for their business and how to start a business. So he has to decide who he's going to allocate money to. Juan Lumbrera started his business, and he can tell you about that, and he had to access capital to start his business. Jerry St. Peter, I've known for 16 years, and the reason why I brought him on is that he has been in, I've known him for 16 years. And one of the things that I've loved about him is that while other CEOs have thought about inclusion of different groups, he has actually walked the walk. And in the 16 years that I've known him, he's always preached diversity and inclusion to improve business. He started several businesses. The latest one, Advanced Pharmaceuticals, he started just a few years ago and just recently sold that business for over $200 million. Even in his position, he had to go access capital and pitch his idea to investors, and me being one of them. So the job of pitching your idea and trying to get capital never ends. So that's why I brought him on. And then Luis Naranjo, who was on Shark Tank, and he can give his perspective. So I'm going to let each of them just kind of introduce themselves, and then we'll get to hearing some pitches.
And Rolando, if we can follow the order of how they were listed.
Yes, so we'll start with Luis Parodi.
Perfect. Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for inviting me. I'm Luis Parodi. I have the honor to serve as the previous chairman of the Nashville Area Hispanic Chamber of Commerce for many years, trying to help the growing and Hispanic community in Middle Tennessee. Now I have the honor to serve Williamson Inc. on the executive board and also as the treasurer of the board. My full-time job is, as Rolando mentioned and Yuri, is I'm a senior business banker. I've been in banking for more than 20 years, 10 of those here in Middle Tennessee. And you heard those stories about business owners trying to get access to capital, and that's what I do. From the PPP loan that we went through a few months ago to SBA and different kind of loan options available and treasury management solutions, I'm here to help with that. So thank you very much, everyone.
Gracias, Luis. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next is Juan Lombera. Buenos días, Juan. Juan, can you hear us?
Juan, your microphone is muted.
Yes.
Are you hearing me now?
Yes.
Hi, I'm sorry. Yeah, I should say thank you so much for inviting me today to this reunion for everybody. And I just want to apologize for I'm driving. I had to special appointment this morning with my family and out of the state, so I just stopped in here in the gas station to enjoy this important meeting to me and of my business partner. And my name is Juan Lombera, and I'm been working with the grinding business for this past 24 years, and we have multiple locations and 3 different states, and this is like family business. We try to work together for all brothers and sisters and sons, and we were around in the grinding business for many years, and we growing every single year, and we try to invite everybody, try to get it on our own business. And also, when somebody tried to do a business same like granted, sometimes they come to me and say, Juan, I'd like to start my own business. I'd like to know how can we do this. And I always take my time and help people around me to grow his own business here in Nashville, Georgia, or North Carolina. But pretty much that's what I do for a living.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Juan. And next will be Mr. Jerry St. Peter. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much. My name is Jerry St. Peter, and it's a privilege to be here at the Nashville Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. Dr. Toyos has spoken about the chamber for over the past year when we've had plenty of discussions, and he said that at some point he would like to have me on, so it's a real privilege to be here, and I want to thank Dr. Toyos for that opportunity. My background is that I've been in pharmaceuticals for the past 30 years. I just celebrated 30 years in the pharmaceutical industry directly out of college. And I'm probably considered a serial entrepreneur. as it relates to the field of pharmaceuticals and specifically ophthalmology. And I have built 4 companies from the ground up. And my latest happened 3 years ago, called Ivance Pharmaceuticals, which obviously specializes in ophthalmology and optometry. And we have the privilege to serve great physicians throughout the United States. And, you know, Dr. Toyos, who I work very closely with, I can tell is one of the preeminent leaders in the field in the world. And he does travel the world preaching the gospel about good medicinal care and good surgical care. So there's not a better gentleman you can be associated with than Dr. Toyos. One of the things that's very important to me, just to give you my background, I grew up in Boston, Massachusetts, in a city about 30 miles north of Boston called Lowell, Massachusetts. If you know anything about Lowell, it's considered one of the melting pots cities in the United States with a tremendous amount of diversity. And it's something in my life that the foundation for how I think and how I do has come from my parents. We grew up in a city that had a significant Hispanic, Puerto Rican community, Vietnamese, Cambodian. So every part of my life has always been about having these friendships, these connectivities with everyone of all races, colors, creeds. And it's stuck with me as I built these businesses. And one of the things that Dr. Toyos knows is I use a terminology, and it's a little bit different than when people talk about diversity and how to include everyone. I use this terminology that I want to build my companies with a group of characters that come from all different walks of life, that bring a wealth and breadth and depth of experiences that when blended together, the output is so much better. And, you know, in my world, I call everyone brothers and sisters, and we lean on one another. And that's really the bedrock of how I operate. And I just have a tremendous amount of respect for the work that's been done by many groups and pioneering Pathway Forward. And I was really looking forward to joining today. And I really want to let you know it's a privilege to be here and look forward to the program.
Well, thank you very much. That's a nice background. We appreciate you being here this morning. And I'm going to invite a good friend, Luis Naranjo, to basically go and repeat what you told us earlier, Luis, por favor.
Hi, everyone. My name is Luis Naranjo, and thanks for the invitation. I am founder of Salsa La Perrona. My history starts with my family. My father started a fish taco food truck 20 years ago. I grew up that business. Today we have 5 seafood restaurants. And 6 years ago, with a domestic 2-liter blender, we start making these hot sauce. We start selling that hot sauce on local business, on restaurants, on food trucks, and we start selling that with family and friends. And then with social media, people start liking the recipe, and then start like loving the brand. So 3 years ago, we went to Shark Tank Mexico. We received 3 offers, and we didn't accept them. And today, we have a production plant that can produce 30 bottles per minute. We sell on Walmart, Mexico, nationwide. And these hot sauce, you can find them on Mexico on 5,000 point of sales. And right now, we sell also to the US on California.
California markets, yes.
Yes, California market, thanks.
Yeah. Muy bien. What's the name of that California market? Because Jerry says that he wants to get some of that sauce.
We sell to Norgate Gonzalez Market.
Muy bien. We'll find a way to get some of that sauce to you, Jerry. Don't worry. So we are having about 20 minutes, and we have 4 participants. And that would be questions that Dr. Toy is going to make to them so we can learn more about their business journey and growth. And then we'll have a couple of very courageous ladies from our group, Latinas for Equal Business Opportunities, which are going to come and try to see if they can present very quickly about their new projects. Please keep your answers to a minute or less than 2 minutes at the most. and so we can have a easy and a smooth flow on this. Dr. Toyos?
Yeah, so let's start with a question to Luis Parodi as a banker. What is the number one thing you're looking for when a company is asking you to loan them money?
That's a good question, and that would be character. We have to build trust. We're talking about a very important acquisition, either that's to start a business or to grow a business. And a lot of lives, a lot of families depend on that check, on that income. So we want to make sure that the character of the business owner, meaning he's going to respond on time, he's going to provide the information, the financial information on time, the experience that he has, the fact that he's going to be able to work with us, it's going to be a two-way communication, not just one way. All of those things are going to be very important. I'm an expert in finances. The business owner is an expert in their business, in their specific industry. And we both together, we want to work to accomplish those goals of opening a new business, expanding a new business, or even create a satellite business that will complement the venture that we're putting together. So that's my number one, character.
Excellent.
Thank you very much.
Then the next question is for Juan. What's been the biggest obstacle that you've seen in terms of growing your business, in terms of accessing capital, getting money to grow your business?
Well, in these days, I've been experience a lot of different things and different ways to grow some business. Most of the time, our business, we use our own money in this past 10, 12 years. But now we start working in a different way because our credit is getting better every day. And I want to say thank you for a few banks that we work for us for these past 4 years. One of those banks is our Republic Bank that helped a lot to MC Grande to grow our business. And we started using money from somebody else to get money to buy more inventory and grow a business. Like, for example, I just put a new location in Clarksville and I started that location from zero. So all the money I had an extra put on those inventories, and I used somebody else's money to grow my business in a different ways to get some more, get a click paper and Google, get some more platforms, Facebook, or use different ways to get some more business in here. But my experience in this year is getting better every single day. I learned a lot from different guys, and I would say thank you for being part of this.
Thank you. That great advice and great roadmap there. Jerry, I really wanted to talk to you because you've been so successful, but even with all your success, every time you start one of these businesses, you have to reprove yourself and ask for money. So I wanted to get your kind of your history and feedback, and so that other entrepreneurs can realize that you're always pitching and that you're always talking to investors to try to grow your business.
Well, it's a very good question. You know, we live in a world of what have you done for me lately? And the immediate gratification of the next thing is the new flavor of the day. So there's only so far you can go on your past successes. So I'm a big believer of the past definitely predicts the future. And anytime I've had a new venture, whether the previous was a resounding success or not, I go into it personally with a chip on my shoulder that I need to reprove myself all over again, because usually a business plan is different. So, any opportunity to go in and pitch an opportunity has to start with a strategy, has to start with a plan that people can digest and understand, and not a plan that people look at a slide deck or an Excel spreadsheet and they can't understand it. So you really have to make sure it's readable. You have to create belief part of building a business is not just about the plan or the strategy. It's also the passion that you exude. And I think Lewis mentioned that he looks for business owners that are looking to loan money to that have character. And there's nothing more precious in life than character and reputation. And I think if you have those that are very strong on your side and you combine them with the business plan and the strategy and where people can fully understand it, and you surround yourself with smart people and intelligent money, I really think that's the pathway, Dr. Toyos, for me personally, is always being on edge to reprove myself, whether I had a past success or past failure, to move forward to the next venture. And the number one thing I stress to people is, if you believe in it, have the most ultimate passion to get people to rally around you with the right plan.
Yeah, that's great. That's great. I mean, I think all these CEOs, even in the couple of minutes that we've heard them speak, you can hear that they have passion for their job and for their business. Luis, I had one question set up for you, but when you present it, I have a completely different question for you. So you mentioned that there were people ready to offer you money, but you made the decision, well, I'm not going to go that route. I'm going to go a different route. So as an entrepreneur that's been successful and had investors willing to invest in you, how do you choose what investor to go with?
Well, thanks for the question. I think that getting an investor is the more expensive loan you can get to your business. So first, I think you have to go with the bank or go with your own funds to grow your business, because when you get a percentage from your business to investors, it's gonna cost you more than just getting and paying like a loan for starting growing your business company. That's what I think.
Yeah. That's what we have to struggle with all the time. Do we bring in investors? Do we go to a bank? One thing that and Jerry could probably talk about this more as well, is sometimes you bring an investor not so much just for their money, but maybe some of the knowledge that they bring to the table
Yes.
to help you get your product forward. You have any comments on that, Jerry?
Yeah, it's a very good question. And you hit the nail on the head, Dr. Toyos, is, there's, in any venture, there's a lot of opportunity to take money, but also the cost of capital plays really heavily into that. So when I make a decision, like my last private equity firm that I did business with, they were honestly, they were great to work with. And a lot of people that have gotten into business don't have a strong relationship with their private equity backers. I had a great one. And one of the reasons that I wanted to work with them is because they wanted to be a part of the opportunity for success, and not just giving us money, but they had an extreme amount of tentacles into the world of banking, into the world of business development, into the world of relationships, that they made immediate connectivity for me into a large pharmaceutical company that had a number of products that they wanted to sell. Without that relationship that they introduced me to, a few of the products that I have today would never have been realized. So it's a lot deeper than just the money. It's about, can I work with them? How can they support us? And this is a big one, when the going gets tough and you have a lot of bumpy roads and tidal waves of challenges coming your way, are they going to fight or are they going to flight? And that's critically important. And they have to have the fortitude to stick with you through thick or thin. Just like here in the pandemic row, I had a debt holder on the company. We had about $10 million in debt, which is good because you can leverage that capital. That's non-dilutive. And when the pandemic hit, they didn't come calling and say, where's our money for the quarterly payment? They said, let's push the financials, the liabilities out 6-9 months so you can make sure you get the company back on track. So those are the type of partners, when you raise money, you kind of want to know if they're going to be with you not just for the short term, but the midterm and the long term.
Yeah, great. And then this question to Juan. So with COVID, and I think a lot of entrepreneurs want to hear this, during COVID, what did you do to kind of survive that time so that you could get to this point where now you're growing? So not only did you survive, but you're growing. So any tips on, because we may have another round of COVID coming around, any tips that you can give us on how you survived and grew during this pandemic?
Yes, it's something we do in those three locations. I mean, those three states. We use a lot the new construction areas because homeowners, they don't let us go in the house. So we put pretty much all the energy in our new construction. So we start find some more builders, and when you start looking for, you're gonna find a bunch. And that's what happened in these past 6 months. Because all our salespersons said, "Look, this is our goal. We need to find 10 builders per month." So by the end of the month, I said, "Juan, I don't have 10, I have 20." So pretty much our business in these days, I want to say 80 or 90% our production is going to the new construction. And I think that's the key for any business in the construction area. They need to start focusing more in the new construction, because in those houses, most of the time there's nobody in there. And when I was in those critical months, I said, "Look, I just want to ask you something. When I send my guys, I don't make sure nobody's around there, and no painters, no Chiro guys." And you say, "Yeah, shoot." So basically, we just work by appointments. Every time we go in somebody's house, we schedule an appointment like 2 weeks ahead of time. So, "Look, this is my day I want to go, and I will make sure nobody's around there. As soon as we leave, you can get your next appointment." But pretty much that was our key for these past, I want to say, 6 months. And now our business is going in a different direction because, we find some more business up there. Sometimes it takes more time to pay, but guess what? I just passed my numbers 2 months ago, last year. So I think that's the key. And another way to do is do like a virtual. I pay somebody to come in our shop to photo every single slab I have and put online. If you got time, you can go to WWMC Granite Nashville, and you're gonna see the virtual tour in there. You can see every color I have, all the things. So we reduce our customers walk-ins, but we have a lot of more traffic online because we give us all the tools for customers that can see pretty much everything we have in the shop. And this is what I recommend any business. It can be, like any type of business. If you show customers what you got, they don't have to walk to your store anymore. You can start selling more online.
Yeah, and I think that's the mark of a great CEO, is that when everybody is looking at catastrophe, they see opportunity. And I think also the successful CEOs see this as a time to boost up their internet game, let's call it their internet game, and start looking towards the future on how business will be conducted in the future. Luis, so what are you seeing you deal with several businesses. What are you seeing as some of the kind of common signs of a successful business and how they've navigated through COVID?
Well, you made a very good point, Rolando. And, adapting to these changes is very important. Adapting to this new environment is key. And we were able to see a lot of companies doing so well during this year because they leveraged the opportunities and they were very strategic with their actions, next steps. What I'm seeing is in order to be successful long-term, you gotta be good in the industry where you are working. Juan Lumbrera, good example. He provides the highest quality and the highest service and product in the market. And that's one very important part of your business. The other very important part of your business is to have a good banker, to have a good accountant, and even to have a good attorney that they can all talk together and strategize what's the next step for my business, what I'm planning to accomplish next year. Just to give you an example, and this is very common with a lot of people. During the PPP loan process, everybody was on top of this and they wanted to apply. And we were working 24/7, holidays, you name it, because we needed to put money into the hands of these business owners so they can pay their payrolls to their employees and to themselves. But we found a lot of situations where they were not ready. They didn't have their finances ready. They told me we were making a lot of money and this is what I deserve, but where are your financials? Well, my accountant didn't have the chance and I didn't give the information that needed. So that's a showstopper, right? A showstopper for him, for us. So it's important to have the communication. Another very important thing that I saw from many business owners in my 20 years in banking is that they think short-term instead of thinking long-term. A good example is a lot of people, they benefit from those depreciations and they lower their tax liability by putting a lot of depreciation in their finances, which means that the bottom line shows little or negative profit. So when they go to a bank and they say, I have this big client, I need this line of credit and I need it now so I can meet these deadlines. And when they provide the finances, we see that, well, you're telling us that you make nothing, that you lost money actually. Yeah, but we have depreciation and other expenses and things like that. So that's the kind of conversation we need to have. Plan ahead of time, not
Plan ahead.
Of, needing the loan that you need it now or yesterday. Plan strategically with all your partners to make sure that you are successful, and that's key for many successful business owners that we serve.
And then Luis, you mentioned that you started in Mexico, but now you're reaching out into the United States, and Jerry already said that he's going to buy a bunch of your salsa, which we all are. We're gonna find your salsa and buy it and use it tonight. But all of us entrepreneurs want to grow, and not just grow here in the United States. We know that there's other markets. How did you grow from Mexico to the United States? Is there a key to growing outside of your own country?
Well, we start selling the hot sauce on small business on Mexico, and the US happens the same. We sell the hot sauce to food trucks, to restaurants, and making the brand. The people know the brand, know the recipe, know the flavors. And when we go like 1 year selling the hot sauce on a small business, then we went to a big one that is Norgid Gonzalez Market. They have 43 locations on California, and we're doing well with them. So when we start selling to Norgid Gonzalez Markets, the other one, Mexican supermarkets, start searching for us for the hot sauce. We could sell the hot sauce to them on that days, but we wanted to first doing a good business with one supermarket and getting good attention and putting demonstrations on the market. And then today we are accepting like another supermarket. So it's very important. A lot of people in Mexico ask me how to sell to Walmart nationwide, and I always tell them the same. When you go to the big ones, it's because you don't you can sell any more small on the town. So I think that everyone wants to sell to the big supermarkets, but you have to start selling to the smaller ones.
Yeah, that's a good point. And that was mentioned by everybody so far. Every speaker so far has said strategy. So you have to have a strategy, and your strategy was to get it out to the smaller groups, make it popular, and then get it out to the bigger groups. All right, I think we're ready to hear some pitches. Yuri, you want to take that away?
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you everybody for your great comments. We really learned a lot this morning. So we have Eliza, we have, we're gonna do this order. Ruth Rico is a long-time entrepreneur. Her business is Delicias Colombiana, RR. And we have Eliza Ruiz, who has a beauty salon in West Nashville. It's called Vanguardia Beauty Salon. And we have each one first Ruth, and he's gonna tell us about a new project, not so new, but a initiative she has. So Ruth, can you hear us? We cannot see you. Good morning. Can you turn on your camera if you can, please?
You see me?
No, yet. We see you are here with us, but we don't see your name. I mean, we don't see your face.
You see me? You see me?
Not yet. And also, we have Eliza Ruiz. Eliza, can you hear us?
Yeah.
Great. We don't see your camera. I mean, we don't see your face yet. So Rolando, while they are adjusting their camera, can you tell us what could be a good way to present this for them, just to give them a little quick guidelines?
Just tell us. I think what we've learned is that we just want to, know their character a little bit. So tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about your business. And then we can have the gentle sharks, los tiburones, ask you just a couple of questions, and then we go from there.
Yes. So it seems like Griffin, if you can look into their ability to be seen, perhaps they need another way to access this Zoom call.
Well, there should be a button to activate their camera, but if you give me 1 second here.
As we're waiting for that, Jerry, so tell us the process of starting a business and then selling a business.
It's a long process.
What's that like?
It's a marathon. You got to go into it. It's not a sprint. And each bite of the apple in terms of how you build a business has its own distinct dynamics. First thing you have to do is surround yourself. Once you get the money, you have to surround yourself with good people. You have to have good products or a good idea that's going to materialize. You have to really balance that short-term strategy with a long-term strategy, because if you're going to get from your first year to your second year, you do have to think short-term, but your vision, especially talking to investors, needs to be at least 5 years out.
Yeah.
So, Rolando, in building Ivance, before we sold it to a global Japanese company two weeks ago, what happened for us is at the 2-year mark, we acquired 9 assets, which 5 were on the market generating revenue. We had a fully integrated pharmaceutical company. We had a national sales team of 50 people. We were producing revenue, and we were the fastest growing product in its category in the first year in the marketplace. And that became an attractive proposition, not only for new money coming in, but also for the acquisition. So, the biggest thing about building a business is you got to be cool-headed, you got to be calm, and you have to be somewhat fearless, because a tidal wave of uncertainty will come your way no matter what. Forget the pandemic. there's so many other challenges that are thrown your way, lost deals, a bad sales month, and you have to keep, easy to navigate a ship in calm waters. But when it's turbulent, that's when the whole team is looking to you in terms of how to get from point A to point B. So
yeah. Somebody, a billionaire business person, told me once 20 years ago. He says, if you're not growing, you're dying. So you, as a business, you always continue to grow and see how you can grow. Well, if we can't get them on video, I think they can just give their pitch verbally. Do we want to start with Ruth? Can she hear us?
It seems to be, let me give them direction. Ruth and Eliza, hay un botón en su pantalla que dice empiece video en la parte de abajo. Y
Ya lo hice.
tienen que permitir eso para que puedan abrir su video.
Solamente hay chat, hay rising hand, Q&A. No
En el
más.
lado izquierdo.
Solo está el mute. Arriba.
Okay. So it seems like, Griffin, the settings on your side may be restricting their video access. So I have sent two emails. I'm sending a text to Claudia with the emails of the participants. But in the meantime, I think Ruth, nos puedes decir, tell us about your new project while we are getting this squared away.
Okay. My name is Rodrigo. I am from Colombia. I am owner for Delicias Colombianas, RR. I had, I am here because I need a mentor and I need a capital for $150,000. I am in the different festivals, farmer market, theater.
Ruth?
¿Ya me ve?
Aún no.
Dice, start my video. Le doy ahí start, pero no sale. Yo los veo
Ya los vemos, ya los vemos.
Ok.
Bienvenida.
Gracias. Ok. Inicio entonces. My name is Rodrigo. I am from Colombia. My business name is Delicias Colombianas RR. I am here because I need a mentor and I need a capital for $150,000 for the 20% for 4 years. I need a plan for my arepas because we sell in different festivals, farmer market, and theater. My arepa is special because it's gluten-free, 100% natural. I use the money for the equipment and for everything. The plan is ready. And the 20% I told you for my profits. The profits for the arepa is the $1.25. For 1 year, you take your money back, and another 2 years and a half, you take your gross money. And I had 33 stores, and we sell for 1 year $11,000. And I need a good mentor for my business growth.
So a question. So Jerry wants to know what an arepa is.
Arepa is natural corn inside the cheese. This is the arepa, this is the packet, We had the all license. This my logo. These delicious Colombianas RR and the arepa is cheese, is 100% natural. In the back is the instruction how prepare the arepa. It's very, very easy for the people when they are eating. All instruction and the expiration day too, is the expiration day is for 1 year. This is the packet. Yeah, and it's very good.
What's your,
And so,
Ruth,
how? Go ahead.
just a question. Ruth, what is your cost of goods?
The cost for the arepa is in the, right now with the machine and everything is okay. We sell for the $8 for the packet. The people, the store sell for the $12 or $13. This very different for the another arepas because this natural. The another arepas bring for in my country for Colombia, but it's very different. My point is that making this arepa with cheese and the small arepas and more bigger arepas and 3 different size for the arepas. The cost is only for this side with the cheese inside.
Entonces, te cuesta $8 para preparar los arepas y ¿cuánto para preparar eso?
Por una arepa me cuesta, con la máquina ya, anteriormente me costaba 97 centavos una arepa. Ahorita haciéndola con máquina y todo, a 0.25%. O
So
sea,
1/4. And then how much is it? How much do you sell it for? ¿A cuánto lo vendes? Uno.
Lo venderíamos ahorita, o sea, la idea es venderlo más económico para que salga más producción y todo. Vamos a tener más producción desde luego con las máquinas, porque lo que nosotros hacemos es solamente un turno, sacamos 300, con un solo turno hacemos 320 arepas y ya con las máquinas hacemos 552 arepas.
Entonces, te cuesta en total para hacer una arepa 99 centavos. ¿Y
Correcto.
cuánto? ¿Y lo vende para cuánto?
Yo vendo, siempre el paquete vienen en 6 unidades y yo vendo, depende, si usted me compra 20 paquetes, es un precio especial al que me compra 10 paquetes. ¿Por qué motivo? Porque el que me está comprando más cantidad tiene más ganancia para ellos y para nosotros también. Entonces, hay tiendas en las cuales, le estoy hablando en español. Está bien. Todos me entienden, ¿verdad?
So basically 99 cents to make an arepa, and then she sells them. This is for Jerry and the other English speakers. So sounds like it, cost of goods all in is 99 cents, and then she sells them in different packets, and with more quantity, you get to buy them at a lower cost. So I think as a business plan, then you would have to figure out what's the profitability of their arepa and what price to come up with, which brings you to how she came up with how much she charges for arepa. Entonces, ¿cómo averiguaste cuánto iba a cobrar para cada arepa?
Por el mercado. Yo estuve haciendo el estudio, o sea, yo ya llevo 20 años en festivales, pero en el comercio con esto llevo, o sea, en tiendas, vendiéndolas así en paquetes, llevo 1 año, ¿sí? Pero en este año, como le digo, yo mantengo eso en festivales y me va muy bien en festivales. Este año, pues, saben que no. Entonces, metimos esto hace 1 año en tiendas, pero yo voy a Bonarú y voy a festivales grandes en la cual me no tengo mucho tiempo, no tenía mucho tiempo para esto, ¿sí? Entonces, pero lo saqué y me di cuenta que sí funcionaba en las tiendas y la gente me llamaba y en los mismos festivales la gente me decía, oh, ¿dónde puedo encontrar sus arepas? Entonces yo, bueno, como que eso fue lo que me incentivó a ponerlas en el mercado. ¿Por qué motivo? Porque pues la gente lo estaba necesitando, ¿sí? Y lo estaban preguntando, porque en los festivales, por ejemplo, en Bonarú era una sola vez al año, o en todos los festivales es una sola vez al año. Entonces, si yo voy, por decir algo, en Franklin, tenemos una tienda de los primos y allá se dejan una cantidad mínima porque no tienen un espacio grande para dejar, ¿sí? Entonces, si usted vive en Franklin, pero yo estoy en Murfreesboro, no tengo la capacidad de estar en Franklin, entonces por eso fue la idea de ponerla en el mercado.
Yeah, one thing that I heard, Rolando, is that Ruth makes an arepa for $1 and he sells it 5 times that. So it's about $1.25 or $1.50 each one.
Yeah.
They're filled, so they're stuffed with cheese and sometimes other things. So that's the thing. So Rolando, we only have just short time, so we had to let the other individual in.
Yeah, let me just go over 3 things for the English speakers who don't know Spanish. So basically the things that I thought were important, and Jerry, you can chime in. So she has 20 years of experience of doing this. She started out in small festivals and people have been asking for it. You know, with COVID now, she's got to go to more stores and getting it out to stores. And what it seems to me is that not only money, but she would be looking for an investor who could give her some mentorship on COGS, cost of goods, how much really to sell this for, and do some, because basically she's letting the market dictate how much to sell these for. So you have to come up with a business plan, not only just based on the market, but actually how to be profitable. And Luis Luis Naranjo could talk about that too, because he has very similar kind of business. Luis, do you have any comments? Unmute.
Sorry. Well, I think I make like you. I used to make last year like 20,000 hot dogs a week by hand, and I start with a machine just like a few months. So I think that if you don't have that machine, you can start your business, you can grow it. And I think you have to buy a machine when the return of the investment gets like in 1 year compared to doing by hand. Like I think that first you have to have the market. First you have to have a lot of point of sales. You have to know if people want like a 6 pieces package or a 4 pieces package. If they want like a small arepa or medium arepa or big one arepa. And when you understand that side of your business, and when your capacity of doing that arepas by hand, it can be, it's impossible to get more arepas to your clients or customers. I think it's the time when you have to buy a machine and get that investment. That's what I think.
Yeah. All right. Okay. We can go on to the next one. So what we'll do is with these ideas, we can take them and then have further discussions off camera. The next person, Yuri, you want to introduce?
Yes. Elisa Ruiz, bienvenida. Puedes hablarnos en el idioma que desees, por favor. You choose your language. And puede ser en español también. Y podemos brevemente, lo más breve que puedas, dinos, yo sé que necesitas un funding para un proyecto, dinero para un proyecto. ¿Cuál es eso? A ver, cuéntanos cómo se llama tu negocio y qué es lo que necesitas, por favor.
Claro que sí. Buenos días a todos. Mi nombre es Elisa Ruiz. Soy cosmetóloga con 15 años de profesión, 2 años en un pequeño negocio. Estoy localizada en 6331 Charlotte Side, aquí en Nashville, y certificada en la ciudad de Nueva York y certificada en el estado de Tennessee. Estoy pidiendo un micropréstamo para algo que quiero extender en mi negocio. Es una maquinaria especial para lo que viene siendo maquillaje, peinado y todo lo que es para la cara. Es una cantidad de $7,500 y lo que tengo nada más para ofrecer es que la maquinaria no sería mía, sino termino de hacer el pago en un año con un 10%.
And then we have Karina said that she would translate. She knows she can translate better than I can. Karina?
Karina is not in. Karina is not in.
Okay, Yuri, you wanna
yes.
give a little translation?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Not that I can translate better, it's just that we practiced before.
No, you can translate better. You can translate better.
So I'm gonna translate as I was talking, as is here. Hi, my name is Elisa Ruiz. I'm a cosmetologist with 15 years of experience. I own a small salon, Vanguardia Beauty Salon, that is about for 2 years now. I am certified in the city of New York and the state of Tennessee. I am here because I'm looking for a loan of $7,500. That what I can offer is that the equipment won't be mine until I pay it. I can pay it in a year with 10% of interest. The money I will use to buy some equipment to expand a space in my business for implementing the service for the face. So in concrete, I need, she didn't mention this, but it's some equipment, a vanity chair for makeup, bed massage, mirrors, furniture. It is all to implement an area for working on the eyebrow, eyelashes, and also for makeup and some treatments in the face. She's located in Charlotte Pike, Nashville, Tennessee, and she would be happy to have the opportunity.
So the question I always get when I'm trying to expand my business and do things, and I go to a bank or go to investors, is how much debt do you have, Toyos? Tell us about your debt. So how much debt does she have, Karina?
Elisa, le están preguntando cuánto de deuda tiene.
De deuda, en este momento no podría calcular, pero lo mínimo sería, creo, $3,000.
Ella tiene, she has $3,000 debt.
Aproximadamente.
Okay. Approximately.
And then we had this discussion, and so I want to let everybody know every Saturday we have a Hispanic business discussion led by Yuri and myself at 9 o'clock every morning. And we talked about this before, and we were talking about good debt and bad debt. Now, if some of that debt is collateralized with technology, machines, or whatever she's using, and Louis Parodi can talk about this, good debt or bad debt. Louis, can you chime in on that when you go to a bank or you go to an investor and asking for money, and then what do you consider good debt and bad debt?
Well, good debt is one that you're going to be able to afford, right? There is a lot of business owners that unfortunately they went to what I call predatory lenders, and they get a loan because they needed the money right there in that moment without thinking about the consequences. And a good debt is one that you can afford, that you have a plan in place. With this kind of small loan amounts, 7,500, I heard one, and the other one similar size. I think the best way for them is to establish that business line of credit or credit card or something that will help them, because a business loan, the requirements are very kind of complicated. Unless you already have a credit profile with your banker, that's why building a good relationship with your banker who knows and where you are with your finances is very important.
Yeah. So I think this is coming to the end of our thing. And I think, you know, the show Shark Tank, somebody comes in and presents for a few minutes, but there's a lot of background information that happens. And what the Nashville Hispanic Chamber is going to do, and myself personally, is get back with these business owners and talk to them and find out more information. But one of the things that I want to do is be able to access capital for Hispanic businesses so that we can grow existing Hispanic businesses and actually start some more. So I'm looking forward to talking to Ruth and Alicia afterwards on this. I think it's been a great program. I think we got a lot of great information. The speakers, I want to thank you, and I want to thank Williamson Inc. for putting this together, and the Nashville Area Hispanic Chamber. I think this is a great thing to have during Hispanic Heritage Month, and we're continuing to bring something to the table as a chamber, and also bring something to the Nashville area. You want to?
Yeah, Rolando, just one comment, if it's okay. I have major passion for entrepreneurs, and I know so many people that talk about being an entrepreneur and putting money at risk and putting their investment into a business. For these two professionals, these ladies, to come on here, present their plan, talk about their history, talk about what they've done, to articulate what their plan is all about, looking for funds. Honestly, it's quite impressive. Most people want to do this. Most people can't do this. So I was very impressed with what I learned today.
Yeah, it takes bravery to get out there and throw your idea out there.
Sorry, I don't speak Spanish. I'm sorry.
You get there, Jerry, you get there. Thank you very much, everybody. This is just an example of the many entrepreneurs, the ones that have told us about their story this morning. They've been in the business for many years, 20 years, 15 years. For Liza, for Ruth, they have proven that they are passionate about what they do. And that's what we have here at the Nashville Area Hispanic Chamber of Commerce. And thank you, Ruth, Eliza, Elisa, Karina, Luis Naranjo, Luis Parodi, Juan Lombera, Jerry St. Peter, and Rolando Toyos por esta oportunidad, and also Williamson Inc. for having us this morning. Thank you, and I hope to see you again in a future program when we have time to go over more businesses and more business needs.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Gracias.
Gracias. Bye.
Thank you.
Jonathan, te mirabas acá y acá y acá.